Today, the middle class is under pressure. Hello again, it's Martin North from Digital Finance Analytics. Welcome to our latest post covering finance and property news with a distinctively Australian flavour. The OECD has just released a report, Under Pressure, the Squeezed Middle Class, which underscores the fact that relative to the more affluent, those in the middle are getting squeezed. They say that 40% are financially at risk. And this is all pretty timely given the current Australian election. Now, much of this is because of the high costs of housing relative to incomes. And they say that the cost of a middle-class lifestyle has increased faster than inflation. Housing, for example, makes up the largest single spending item for middle-income households, at around 1/3 of disposable income, up from a quarter in the 1990s. House prices have been growing 3 times faster than household median income over the last 2 decades. And the report includes specific Australian data. At 58%, the size of the Australian middle class is smaller than the OECD average. And millennials are slightly less likely to be in the middle income group than baby boomers. And the middle income classes in Australia is more highly skilled than 20 years ago. But Australian middle income households spend a relatively low but growing share of their budget on housing. More generally, the report says that the middle class has shrunk in most OECD countries as it's become more difficult for younger generations to make it into the middle class. Now, the middle class is defined as those earning between 75% and 200% of the median national income. While almost 70% of baby boomers were part of middle-income households in their 20s, only 60% of millennials are today. The economic influence of the middle class has also sharply declined across the OECD area. Except for a few countries, middle incomes are barely higher today than they were 10 years ago, increasing by just 0.3% per year, a third less than the average income of the richest 10%. Today, the middle class looks increasingly like a boat in rocky waters, says OECD Secretary-General Angel Gurria, launching the report in New York. Government must listen to people's concerns and protect and promote middle-class living standards. This will help drive inclusive and sustainable growth and create a more cohesive and stable social fabric, the report said. The report says our analysis delivers a bleak picture and a call for action. The middle class is at the core of a cohesive, thriving society. We need to address their concerns regarding living standards, fairness, and uncertainty. More than 1 in 5 middle-income households spend more than they earn, and over-indebtedness is higher for them than for both low-income and high-income households. In addition, labour market prospects have become increasingly uncertain. 1 in 6 middle-income workers are in jobs that are at high risk of automation, compared with 1 in 5 low-income and 1 in 10 high-income workers. To help the middle class, a comprehensive action plan is needed, they say. Government should improve access to high-quality public services and ensure better social protection coverage. To tackle cost of living issues, policies should encourage the supply of affordable housing. Targeted grants, financial support for loans, and tax benefits for home buyers would help lower middle-income households in countries with acute levels of household-related debt. Mortgage relief would help overburdened households get back on track as temporary or unstable jobs, often offering lower wages and job security, increasingly replace traditional middle-class jobs. More investment is needed in vocational education and training systems. And social insurance and collective bargaining coverage for non-standard workers such as part-time or temporary employees or self-employed should be extended. Finally, to foster fairness of the socioeconomic system, policies need to consider shifting the tax burden from labour income to income from capital and capital gains, property and inheritance, as well as making income tax more progressive and fair. Plus, I would add, dial back migration to control population and tilt housing incentives towards owner occupation and away from property speculators, and also reduce the bank's ability for speculative lending. There are things that could be done, but the question is, will either side of politics step up? We suspect not. If you found this post useful, please like it, share it, add a comment or question. I read them all. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please do so to receive future alerts. I'm Martin North from Digital Finance Analytics. Many thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you again next time.